alongside with the US, quite expectedly, are its prime suspects.
Warning against any adventuristic measures by the United States and Israel against my country, particularly during the remaining period of the current administration of the United States in office. The Islamic Republic of Iran reserves its right to take all necessary measures to defend its people and secure its interests.
In response, Israel, the one country whose spies might actually know more about Iran than Iran knows about itself, has had this to say.
I have no clue who did it. It's not that my lips are sealed because I'm being responsible. I really have no clue.
And the United States, the same United States that kicked off 2020 with an open assassination of Iran's top general, has been completely mute this time. And it would be perfectly fine given the total lack of evidence a nation thousands of miles away from Iran had anything to do with the killing. Except in the past weeks, several unconfirmed reports claimed that Donald Trump was seeking options to attack Iran to further derail its nuclear program. Fakhrizadeh would make a perfect target, given he was quite a celebrity for Israeli intelligence.
Remember that name, Fakhrizadeh. So here's his directive, right here. And he says, the general aim is to announce the closure of Project Amal, but then he adds, special activities, you know what that is? Special activities will be carried out under the title of scientific know-how developments. And in fact, this is exactly what Iran proceeded to do. It continued this work in a series of organizations over the years.
I know Fakhrizadeh well. He doesn't know how well I know him. If I met him in the street, most likely I would recognize him. He does not have immunity. He did not have immunity, and I don't think he will have immunity.
By aggravating Iran, Trump would also be throwing a spanner in the machinery of Joe Biden's foreign policy, given that the president-elect has hinted at a friendlier stance on Tehran.
I will offer Tehran a credible path back to diplomacy. If Iran returns to strict compliance with the nuclear deal, the United States would rejoin the agreement as a starting point for follow-on negotiations. With our allies, we will work to strengthen and extend the nuclear deal's provisions while also addressing other issues of concern.
And Europe, whose leaders probably still have a PTSD over January's prospects of World War III, have been pointing out that this latest killing creates a tough road ahead for Biden.
A few weeks before the new US administration takes office, it is important to preserve the scope for talks with Iran, so the dispute over Iran's nuclear program can be resolved through negotiations. We therefore urge all parties to refrain from any steps that could lead to a further escalation of the situation.
During the past 4 years, Trump has sent America's relations with Iran back into the pit of hostility by unilaterally tearing up the nuclear deal, recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital, and sending his top diplomat on a charm offensive to all of the Middle Eastern nations that oppose Iran. This new high-profile death, even though there's no hard evidence to reveal the culprit, will only once again prove to Tehran that there are powers hell-bent on destroying it. And with the wounds from the assassination of General Soleimani still fresh in the mind, no one can be expecting restraint from Iran.